Hello, everybody. Welcome to your weekly celebrity reading. This week it is Timothèe Chalamet. As I do with all my celebrity readings, they're based on subscriber requests. And so, if you're a subscriber, definitely drop some celebrities in the comments, and I will add them to my list. Now, Timothy he's been requested several times. So, one thing that I do with all my celebrity readings, I start off with reading their birth chart. Now, there were conflicting times in terms of the time he was born, so I'm going to just stay away from where the planets are moving in the houses. But just looking at his birth chart without his birth time, whoa, this is crazy. He has a stellium in Capricorn, but 5 planets, and that's really so. He's a Capricorn. He was born right here in New York City on December 27th, and he is not only a Capricorn, but his Mercury's in Capricorn, his Mars is in Capricorn, his Uranus is in Capricorn, his Neptune is in Capricorn. I mean, we're talking like. He prioritizes work, his career, his acting career over anything else, okay? It's really, really, really interesting. There's, a lot of these actors and, celebrities and famous people, they do have tons of, Capricorn stelliums, especially in their 10th house of career and fame. His isn't, if we were to, consider one of his birth times, which may be the most accurate, it all falls in his 5th house, which is the house of pleasure, which is really interesting because, maybe it that does make sense because it almost feels like, if that's true, it's almost like he has a hard it's almost like he has a hard time having a good time, if that makes any sense. Especially with all that Capricorn energy so bundled up. Oh my goodness, it's really intense. I mean, we're talking about blood, sweat, and tears, okay? In terms of work, in terms of, going after his career and passions. His Venus is in Aquarius too. So one of the subscribers requested a love thing. I forget her name, but there was rumors with some actress that he was, I guess, connected to. So we'll talk about that, see if that comes up in the reading. But, his Venus is in Aquarius. So he really does have to have that mental connection above anything else when it comes to relationships. And, if you think about Aquarius, they're very independent, right? They're super independent. And so when it comes to relationships, when your Venus is in Aquarius, especially with the rest of, looking at his chart, I'm just like, it's like he could be attracted to the most beautiful person who he finds like completely physically attractive. But if that mental connection is not there, it's not even worth his time. It's just like, nope. So, and his moon is in Pisces. He's such a dreamer. He's totally very like, he could grow up. He could have been, always thinking about like the dream girl that I'm going to date or whatever, but it's really interesting. All this Capricorn energy is really, really intense. Now, with that said, we are currently, Jupiter in Aries is in his 4th house. So we are going to see a lot of activity for him in his domestic sector, okay? And that's, including relationships. But he could be moving. He could be thinking about renovating a home, buying a home. There could be stuff going on with his family right now. But all good stuff because Jupiter is a planet of good luck and good fortune, expansion, profit. One thing that is possibly going to happen soon is, Venus is going into Pisces, all right? And that's going to happen around the 19th. We have a new moon. Venus is in Pisces right now, which is great. We have a new moon in Pisces. And for him, that's his 3rd house. So he could have some really big conversations, okay? Really important meetings coming up around that time. There could be some stuff happening with his siblings. There could be a lot of attention around there. All right. So something news could come around for him. I don't know if we'll exactly hear about it. And lastly, his Saturn is in Pisces. So Saturn is actually moving into Pisces next month. And that's a really big deal. Huge deal. And that's something that I'll talk about in my weekly, I do monthly and weekly readings for every sign. And it affects everyone differently. Okay. Affects everyone differently. And so it's that's in his chart. I mean, he's gonna feel it. So let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on with Timothée Chalamet, and then we'll do a little bit of a see if anything comes up with this relationship. The one thing that I do not do is I do not Google them. I don't follow any celebrities personally, and it's always the best way to do a reading anyway. I do cold readings, so I don't like to know what they're going through. I don't like to know if they've what's going on in their lives, because when you do, sometimes tarot readers, and it's not like they do it on purpose, but sometimes they will subconsciously, interpret the cards in favor of the person that they're reading if they really like them. And so you are not getting that from me. This is a very cold, unbiased reading. All right, let's get started. Now, here's the thing. That Capricorn energy, we saw that with, Liam Hemsworth, Rihanna. There's who was that guy? Lewis something from One Direction, Tomlinson. He had a stellium and Capra. I mean, like, there's these are all really hard workers. Like I said, they prioritize work over everything else. Okay, so looks like here we go. Okay, so Page of Swords. There you go. Came up in his past. So, the Page of Swords is really spongy energy, right? Swords, the mental suit. It's, all about communication. Like I said, he's really going into be in a very communicative mode, okay? Especially with, Mercury is very active, in the next few weeks. So there's Page, the messenger, right? But also, they're in the royal court. They're the youngest. They usher in new change, new beginnings. There's a part of him just rearing to go, okay? And it's like he's really gone forward in terms of if there was a situation he was kind of stuck in, boom, all right? But could have probably got to a point where he may have been... he went a little too fast, all right? He went a little too fast. You see in the heart of his spread, he got the Nine of Swords. Now, it's almost like the energy I'm picking up is like he was kind of annoying people in a I want to use the term annoying, but it almost like his moving forward and him saying things and whatever kind of backfired in a little way in his personal world. But in any case, you see the Nine of Swords here, and this is very, 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 this is stress, this is burden, this is like guilt, this is remorse, this is, obviously he has his hands over his face. He's not in a good place, right? In bed. Now, here's the thing. We all know 9 comes right before 10. 10 is the conclusion. So it's almost like he's at this point where he's really got to learn from, there's a lot going on up here. And in order for him to move forward, he's going to have to learn a little bit, and, even clear the air. All right. It's really all about mental health at this point, and there's just a lot going on in his head right now, to the point where he may be losing sleep. Okay. And there could have been some sort of big argument too. There could have been some sort of argument, especially coming after the Page of Swords. Here's the thing. Here's an analogy. Imagine yourself going on a really long hike with your friends, okay? And you've hiked for, let's say, 10 miles, and everybody wants to take a break, okay? And it's, everyone's just, hey, let's take a 30-minute break, let's, cool down, whatever. And there's that one person that's 5 minutes into that break that says, all right, everybody, let's go. That's like the energy of the Page of Swords. And so there's a little bit of some, there's still just this heaviness with this card. It really is, there's he's got a lot going on in his head. And it really, you see that he's got the Lovers in his challenge area, okay? And so it really is challenging the Nine of Swords. The Lovers is everything that you would think the Lovers card represents, but there's so much more to it. Obviously, there's a Tree of Life, there's a Tree of Knowledge, there's, Archangel Raphael, who's blessing the love here. This is all about relationships. So there could have been some sort of breakup. There could have been some sort of trouble in the waters. There could be something, he's probably in the process of breaking something off with someone, and it's not necessarily, consider this just like partnerships, right? So it could be like an agency, it could be a manager, it could be just cutting ties with someone, all right? Or it just could be some trouble in the waters, right? And that's really affecting him, especially with the Nine of Swords in the heart of his spread. He's got the King of Wands, all right, and his crown. So I mean, listen, this is the entrepreneur, all right? This is he's very inspiring, very influential. I call the King of Wands the Steve Jobs of tarot, all right? Because that's exactly what he was, right? He didn't have to work for anyone else. He earned his spot. This wasn't through succession. This king worked his way up, all right? Nothing was handed to him. Worked really, really hard, okay? And that obviously resonates with, just the birth chart of Timothèe Chalamet. So that's really what he wants right now, is just to be sitting in that throne. He wants to, be this inspiring person. He also, wants a little bit of change too. I wouldn't even say a little bit. I'd say a lot of it, okay? Especially because the King of Wands is very transformative, and he has that power to be transformative, all right? And especially with career and passions, right? Now, listen, he's got the Eight of Cups and the root of his spread. So this is all, again, there's this energy of a breakup, something that he wants to move away from it. He wants to do it in a way where it's just, he doesn't want it to be a big deal, but for him it's a huge deal. I mean, this is an eclipse happening in the background. That's a game changer, right? You can also see this man walking away from the cups in water. Water's really emotions, right? It's emotional, but you see the cups as well, emotions. Now, you see all the rocks in the water. It's not an easy journey, like wading through. It's not like an infinity pool here. This is a rocky, right? And so the thing that matters most is that he's walking. He's finding the power to walk away, and so he does want to move away from this situation, okay? There is a situation going on. It's not fun, and he does want to move forward. Now, you do see the Two of Wands, okay? And this is also affirmation of what's happening here. Is this came up in his future, and this is almost like he's planning his next steps, okay? You see that this man standing at the highest point of the castle with the world in his hand. He has really, when you have that good perspective, you have a really good view, right? You have a really good vision. But it's planning. You see what's up ahead, and you're planning, not pulling the trigger yet, right? Like if we were on a racetrack, and there's the person with the gun that goes boom and everyone runs. No, that gun's just still there, all right? It hasn't been fired yet, all right? So it's just like he's just going to be planning, his next step. And that's what he needs, because he got the Ten of Cups clarified. He's, this is happy everything, all right? Happy family, happy home, happy life. Again, a lot of attention in his domestic sector, and this is really what that is, all right? And so you see the cups aligned over the head, okay? They're aligned in the rainbow. So two things there. One, that's a lot of enlightenment, right? Secondly, the rainbow indicates, this is the only rainbow in tarot, it indicates promising future in his future. So things are going to work out. He's going through a situation, again, it would be really great for him to learn from some of the things that may have happened. If it was something that he did, if someone did something to him, just learn from it, grow from it, become a better person from it, become a better version of yourself from it, and you'll be fine. And it looks like he will, all right? Whatever this next step is, it's going to be very promising for him, all right? Now, let's get to his stuff. Now, if you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you subscribe, leave comments. I do a weekly celebrity reading, just for fun, just because it's, it's not as research intensive for when I do all the weekly and monthly signs, but it's fun for me, and I think that it's always fun to see what's going on, even though I have no idea what's happening in his life. But look at his stuff. He's great. He's good. Okay? He's good. This is, honestly, he's going through, it's, again, breakup energy, and it doesn't necessarily mean relationships, okay? It could be a partnership, it could be a management team, it could be, there's that energy of parting ways with something. Now, Three of Wands. There you go. All right. All he wants to do is move forward. All he wants to do is go out there and explore this thing that he's planning, right? Comes right after the two of wands. Did I say swords? I meant wands. You see that two of wands and then the three of wands. So it really is kind of like that's just all he wants to do is just boom, 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 right? Just go for it, okay? And this is very Aries energy. Again, like I said, Jupiter in Aries is in his fourth house, in his domestic sector, there could be a lot of activity there. We have Venus going into Aries toward the end of the month, and that's really great. That's I love that energy. It's really having that boldness and courage to go toward the things that you're really passionate about, right? The things that you love. Okay. Now, speaking of which, Knight of Cups in his external factors area, it looks like there is someone that is coming through. Okay. It could be romantic. Hey, the Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor. This is the Mr. Romance, right? And so you see he all the knights are on a mission, right? Cups, remember emotion. So he really just wants to fill his cup. He just really wants to be emotionally fulfilled. And so what's really great about this is, this coming in its external factors area, it looks like there is someone coming through, okay? And it could be romantically. King of Swords too. Look at that. Wow. That's very interesting, especially when you think about the fact that, he does have his Venus in Aquarius. I think he had something else in Aquarius too, right? Let me just look at that. No, that was it. Okay, just as Venus in Aquarius. But in any case, King of Swords is Aquarius, okay? Because kings are all fixed. And then, the swords are the air element, right? And so what's the fixed air sign? It's Aquarius. And this is a lot of power, a lot of authority, all right? And so he's got two court cards here, one with, cups, one with swords. And so, interestingly, it looks like people are coming through to, really help him pursue his passions and goals. And again, there could be a relationship coming through. And now he's got the Ace of Cups. All right. So this is the kind. Okay. First of all, we call this card the Heart of Tarot. All right. So this is the type of card where something so rapturous happens in your life that it makes you cry, right? It's that kind of joy, that pure joy, elation, euphoria. I mean, nirvana to a whole other level. That's what this is. This is coming through. It looks like he's getting something that he wants. It looks like there is something that he's definitely getting something what he wants. All right. There's people that are going to make it happen, but he's good. All right. And it could be a relationship with someone who is very powerful. Okay. I mean, yeah. And, one other thing I'm going to point out about this is that you do see the dove at the top of the card. Now, this is all about your senses, okay? This is the cup overflow, the chalice overflowing with, emotions overflowing, right? The dove is a universal symbol of peace and harmony, right? But doves mate for life, too. Hey. He got the full. All he wants is to start this new journey. He wants to start the, it's like taking that leap of faith, all right, into the unknown, right? But knowing that it's the right thing to do, knowing that, you see the full abundance of the sun here, all right? And so you even see the white rose in his hand. There's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of innocence with this card. It's almost like all that stuff in the past, just burn it down to the ground. Let's move into this new adventure, especially because that's exactly what he wants with the Three of Wands here. Now the Fool, all right, in his staff. And so that's really amazing, okay? And he's willing to take that risk. And it's one thing that a message that's coming through is it's like it's going to bring that confidence in him, all right? They're taking this, starting this new thing, all right? Whatever it is, there's an element of risk to it, and it's something that's bringing that confidence. Now, here you go in his final outcome, Ace of Swords. So we love that. We love it, okay? This is really crazy, by the way. Ace of Swords, by the way, swords again, the mental suit. So
final outcome. And so this is almost like having a huge mental breakthrough from this. Definitely getting over this, okay? And it's also, again, just that communication aspect keeps coming up, and it's really strong. All right, so there could be some conversations going on, really big, important conversations. There could be a role that he was, wanting that now he finds out that he got it. There could be, just something that really there's a breakthrough. All right, there's a big breakthrough here, and so that's really great for him. So now let's talk about the his love interest, and see what is going on with that. I forgot what the question was. I think it was like, it was just asking about the two. And again, I'm sorry, I forget her name, and I can Google it right now. But if you're watching this, you probably already know because you're a fan of his. So I think it was Tanya. Hold on. You know what? Let me just do this. It was a co-star for something. Taylor Russell. Okay, there we go. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna go. We're just gonna do a little quick checkup and see if how that's going, that relationship. Okay, and so yeah. All right. So here we go. I'm just gonna do a very quickie. All right, so yeah, yep, nope, sorry, they're not in a relationship. Okay, yeah, just very quick. Yeah, first of all, you see the tower here, okay? And you have the Four of Cups, which is just not really interested, but then this, representing Taylor Russell, the heartbreak card, and then the Chariot for her, just moving forward from that, and then it for someone else. I mean, he got the come on, like this isn't. They're not together. If you're the subscriber that was asking that. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you subscribe, leave comments, and again, if you have any requests, I do one a week. When I have time to do two, I'll do two a week, but there's there's a long list, so I'll get there. I'm getting there. All right. If you've already been in a request. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye bye.